Good afternoon and welcome back to where it's the usual Saturday shtick. 7 to 3:30, come home, start laundry, shower, do some catch up. Oh god, there's like 11 baseball games already done. And the Saskatchewan-Calgary game that was last night was played today at 2 o'clock. And Calgary handed Saskatchewan its first loss. Yes. No more undefeated teams. It was 24 to 10, by the way. Yeah, last night was a bit of a gong show. Yeah, the Calgary-Saskatchewan game was supposed to be last night. They're monitoring the smoke situation. Basically, you're forcing both Saskatchewan and Calgary, plus the fans, to sit almost 4 hours before deciding, oh, by the way, we're playing tomorrow. Make them wait that long just to say, oh, we're not. That should have been decided earlier. Yeah, they should have kept an eye on that a little better, and yeah, that was just make them sit for 4 hours and then decided, yeah, you're coming back tomorrow. Yes, for some of those fans, it was probably around close to midnight when they got home. And that's there were hotels nearby, and it's like, okay. Go leaving just to make them come back and pay for parking again. Hopefully they didn't have to. They did allow the fans use their tickets to get in again. So it's like, great. And apparently today was limited concession usage, which and they also said, bring some snacks. Afraid you bring some of your own snacks. I think I got some hair in my face. But yeah, they finally got the game done today. Finally got the game done. I forget who's playing it. Somebody's at 5 o'clock. By the way, I watched an episode of MASH, so who's at 5 o'clock? Ottawa Hamilton. Ottawa Hamilton tonight. They're on now, actually. Like I said, there's only 4 more baseball games left. And I already put my first load of my laundry into the dryer from the washer, and my second load is now in the wash. Yes. Which is going to be interesting because next weekend I'm off. So my laundry will be done a hell of a lot sooner, which means I'll be done a hell of a lot sooner. Which means I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with myself. And when I told my department manager, oh yeah, I'm off next week, he's like, you're off next weekend? Yeah, I'm off next weekend. I couldn't believe it. Almost fell on my chair when I saw that. Then he's realizing, oh crap, I have to do the picks, don't I? Well, yeah. I think there's 3 of us that know how to do all the viz picking. There's myself, the department manager, and the guy who's usually there at 8 o'clock in the morning during the week. So it's like, coverage. Coverage is good. Until there isn't. But anyways, don't have any playoff. No, I'm not playing the 86 conference finals tonight because, I just had game 3 last night, and I'm playing game 4 tomorrow. Yeah. Setcom stars for 1200. Yesterday's answer. She had a PhD as Bernadette on The Big Bang Theory, and a gavel as Judge Abby Stone on Night Court. Question: who is Melissa Rauch? Or Rauch? R-A-U-C-H. Pronunciation is key sometimes, but yeah. Sitcom stars for 2000. Appropriately, this star of 2 hit sitcoms has a Hollywood Walk of Fame star in front of a shoe store. Oh, crap. I forget the guy's name, but he played Al Bundy on Married with Children. I'd laugh if that was Ed O'Neill. I'd laugh if that was him. I don't know if that's actually correct, but I'd laugh. Oh, Jesus. Got the search word done, and it was mystery person today. Okay, where the heck is it? What page? There we go. Okay, some of the clues were straight to you, to where you know, you raise me up, you're still you, Vincent, hidden away, contemporary music, classical music. There are baritone albums. From Los Angeles. And the mystery person is talented and successful vocalist Josh Groban. That was the second mystery version. I don't even know where the first one was. I suppose that don't matter. Oh, look. On this day, 1979, had Disco Demolition Night. Steve Dahl, who was working on a radio station that ended up changing their format to all disco. He wouldn't play disco because he hated it. Eventually got let go because he wouldn't play disco music. Got closer to Christmas '78, he ended up getting hired by a rival radio station. I think the numbers were 97.5, and there's a reason why I remember that. So we get into '79, baseball season starts. Get into May. The Chicago White Sox and Detroit Tigers had a game postponed in Chicago. And that postponed game was part of would be made up as part of a twilight doubleheader on July 12th. And as we got closer to that day, Steve Dahl sees the schedule like, hey, there we go. Decides he's going to promote Disco Demolition Night. Right? You show up with a record or a handful of disco records. You get a ticket you get a ticket to go into Comiskey Park for 98 cents. There's where the 97.5 comes in. You round it up to 98. There was a price. There was your ticket price. So we get July 12th. They play the first game. Detroit wins 4-1. So there's the usual break. When the 29th doubleheader, there's a bit of a half-hour, 45-minute break. Change uniforms, clean up. Meantime, Steve Dahl comes in on an ATV with some hot-looking lady named Lorelei. This was the 7. Anyways, he starts making this little speech and whatever, and at the same time, Lorelai's setting up the charges to blow up the records. So anyways, it gets time to blow them up. He presses a button, and you start the charges. Boom, 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 and then boom! Starts making another speech. And then he spots a couple, 3 people hitting the field. That's when he realizes, okay, gotta get out of here. That explosion, by the way, put a real big divot in the field. Oh, it gets crazier. As I mentioned, people started hitting the field. A couple of them used the foul poles to get down. Chaos ensues. By the way, they were expecting 5,000. There was enough in the lineup to cover the entire stadium. It was like Steve and Lorelai had a hell of a time trying to get out because of the crowd outside. Anyways, people are hitting the field, wrecking the field. There's a couple bonfires going. A few people got hold of the batting cages, wrecked it. Field was destroyed. Apparently some bases got stolen. I don't know if anything else got stolen. Maybe a few bats. They clearly didn't have enough security because they had to call the SWAT team just to get the people off the field. Eventually, the White Sox were forced to forfeit the second game of the doubleheader because of how bad a shape the field was in. It didn't get any better throughout the rest of the season. Apparently they had some concerts there, weekly concerts there, which didn't help. By the way, Steve Doyle had done a couple other disco demolition nights. Same result, riots. So there we go. Disco demolition night 46 years ago today. Look it up. And on that note, in the meantime and in between time, stay tuned for the next one.